Hello YouTube, welcome to RVDaydream. We're doing yet another electric bike review. You know, we're on a rampage on these things. We want to cover pretty much everything that we think you might be interested in. And this one is kind of, let's say, middle of the road.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
JASION EB7. Now, it's not really JASIN, it's JASION. It's kind of Asian with the J in front of it. That's kind of the pronunciation. This is something that was sent to us to check out, and the best thing about this one that I liked was it's not as big as some of the other folding bikes, but it's not small. So it's kind of in between some of that we've done in the past. I like that the fact that most of these folding bikes we're getting, you know, they're 80, 85 pounds. This one's coming in around 60 pounds. This also comes with the rack, with the fenders. That's something that you normally buy with these other bikes. And the price point on this is pretty good. There'll be a code in the description. Check out that code. There may be even a discount. I'm not sure at this time of filming, but if there is, it'll be down in the description. You can get this in various colors, and this one I think we just got a black. Initially we tried for a white, but just a black one, which works whenever you're transporting around, scuffing it, whatever. The light colored ones have a tendency to show a little bit more. Inside here, the battery is going to be a little bit smaller as far as amp hours than what you might be used to. And the motor is a little bit smaller than some of these big ones. But I think that might be where the benefit comes into play. And that's the fact that with that smaller motor, with the fact that the bike is lighter, with the fact that the tires are slightly narrower, you can get away, even with that smaller battery, going pretty good distances. You're getting almost 20 miles with this thing, and that's very good. Now, 10 amp hours, nothing to scoff at. It's just a little bit smaller than what you're used to with some of the bigger folding bikes. So a little bit smaller footprint, a little lighter, a little bit more nimbler, and easy to fold, a little bit smaller to put into places. Let's get this thing open and show you what it looks like. So time for the unboxing montage. But it is packaged very well. This is dense foam. The fenders are already mounted. That's nice. A lot of these I have to put the fenders on. And then dense foam here also. Okay, so just the initial thoughts on the packaging. First of all, it's packaged very well. It's secured very well. Much smaller tires than I expected. 20-inch, looks like they're 3 inches wide. Most of these folding bikes, smaller bikes I should say, not so much folding, is 400 or a 4-inch tire. Also, plastic fenders, mud flaps. The quality just seems to be pretty darn good, and the price point on this is pretty darn good also. So I misspoke a little bit about the fenders. The rear one is partially assembled. So the front one does have to be connected, not a big deal. When you connect your headlight, you're going to be connecting to this section here, and then these two go down here. So it's kind of an easy thing to assemble. Same with the rear rack. The rear rack has all of these bolts already set up. You just have to use the provided tools, I'm sure. But I like the way this is shaping up. So if HEIDI will do this without cutting herself. You got the manual, of course, read the manual, as we don't read the manual, obviously. Oh, it's got some caps for the bolts. I've seen on the front, it doesn't have a skewer. It is a regular nut and bolt for the tire to hold it on. So this is to finish that look off. Quite a few Allen wrenches, some cable ties to help with cable management, and some normal wrenches. Get your pedals, which of course these pedals are collapsing and folding for whenever you put it away. And then the bolt, I believe that's for the front fender. And then the big mystery, what is it? Everybody comment. Oh yeah. Now, because this is only a 10 amp hour battery though, you're only needing a 2 amp charger. So not a big deal. They're talking about 6 hours for a full charge whenever it needs a full charge. Wow, I can't wait to sit on this seat. Now, it's not springed. There's no springs here, but that is a good cushion. It's all together, and it was relatively easy. Of course, not everyone's going to have a HEIDI helping you. So I had HEIDI helping me, and it made it a little bit easier. As far as the quality, we always try to do this whenever we're assembling the bike, talk about quality, what we think about it. The screws and the holes and everything are tapped, matched fine. You know, this is a 4-bolt rack, and all of these lined up without any bending, twisting, or anything. That's a sign of quality control. Whenever they're bending something as cheap as this, you know, inexpensive metal, usually that's where you see signs of deficiencies. Not here. It all went together. You have a guard for your 7-speed Shimano. This is a beginner, I guess you could say. It's a Tourney. It's a 7-speed. It does just fine. They've been around forever. We'll take a look at up top whenever we get this down, but I wanted to show it up close when it's up on the table here. The fenders, again, mounted all those up just fine. Everything went together really well. Okay, so it does have a pretty decent display on it. Flipping through the manual, you have settings that you can control. But you do have pedal assist. You have 5 pedal assist modes. And you also have, of course, just your throttle. You know, you can just twist this and go. It's got a regular quarter throttle on it like you see on most of these. So at 60 pounds, I like that idea a lot. Again, normally in a bike like this, even without rear suspension, you're in the 75 pound, maybe even 80 pound range. And where that comes into play, of course, when you're loading up your RV, how many bikes you have, how many other things you have. But on a bike carrier, you know, bike carriers can only handle so much. And this one makes it a little bit easier to find a bike carrier that goes in a hitch that can handle it. All right, so this does have a couple of keys, and what those keys are made to do is, of course, turn it on and lock the battery in position. They give you a spare. That's why you have a couple. You only need one to do what I just said. Power, simple. Go ahead and push this button. The display, I got a protector on here still that came with it. Still colorful, bright. We're in the sun. I can still read it. It's not as bright as some, but it definitely does a pretty good job. Let me see if it auto dims. Whenever I turn on the headlight. Yep, that's a good sign. We have a good bright 4 LED, and then back here we also have an LED that looks really nice. It doesn't come out on camera, I'm sure, because of the way it looks. And when she pulls that brake lever, look at that. It flashes really bright. So good, kudos for that. Let's hear the horn. Pretty loud, obnoxious. I don't suggest you do that when you're trying to pass people. They're not very happy about it. The grips feel really nice. They're spongy. Again, they got this quarter throttle, 3/4 throttle, almost a half in this case. Makes it a little bit easier. And you do have settings in the manual. Check out the settings. This is a cable, and this is keeping costs down. This is cable brakes. They're not hydraulic. No problem. Cable brakes have been around forever. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, it's a 7-speed Shimano. You have down with your thumb here or up with your thumb here. Makes it pretty nice whenever you're just traveling. You don't have to really pay attention to that. Now, what we find is when we're in pedal assist, let's say in this case 5, that's the highest. We keep it in 7th. It seems like that it's easy to pedal that way. Good looking bike overall. Like I said, not very big. Let's go ahead and get the tires checked, get the correct pressures, and see what this thing rides like and give you some impressions on that.
The bike overall is a very smooth ride. It's a comfortable ride actually. All the speed or pedal assists they work well. I have it on just 2, just cruising around here pedaling. But yeah, and even the seat is very, very comfortable. But yeah, we're just riding around the park here, and it's definitely be a good little commuter bike. I really like the handlebars. Let's see if it's gonna stop. I'm gonna put it up on 5 here. Can get it to do like 20. Don't want to go too fast around the park here. Yeah, it's a very smooth ride, no matter what pedal assist that you're in. I like this bike. I think this is a keeper.
Overall impression on this one, well, let's hear what Heidi says first.
I like how it feels and how it rides, how it pedals. It's not I don't know how to explain that. As you pedal, it just increases in speed instead of the jerking part whenever I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's jerking around. So
But yeah, so whenever you are pedaling on some of the other bikes, it kind of throws you back. Or this one is smooth, and I really like the handlebars.
compared to the other foldings that we had,
Yeah.
these handlebars are definitely the best.
I think that I like the seat, but I would like to see it up a little bit more.
Well, that's just an adjustment.
Yeah,
But as far as the quality of the seat and the cushion and all that,
it's a very good quality bike.
yeah, this is a lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
The links are down below for this. You're going to get this cheaper than any other folding bike that I know of. There may be another one out there, but I don't know of another one that has a full suspension. Normally you're in the $1,500, $1,600 range for a full suspension folding bike. So links in the description. JASION, I think this is a winner. I mean, it's so light and well, you pick it up, Hyde.
Oh.
See if she can pick it up. They give you a little handle even. Make that folding a little bit easier.
Where?
See that handle?
Where?
Well, it's part of this.
Oh, right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely
Lighter than the
than
other.
other bikes, for
Okay,
sure.
so before we let it go, let's go ahead and give you a couple pictures of it folded up so you can get an idea of what it looks like when it's folded. And again, maybe this is something you want to do. Not sure. I think it's a good deal. It's smaller, lighter, and more nimble than the electric bikes that we had. And they only had front suspension. Of course, it's a lot more comparable as far as price. But even the electric bikes have gotten more expensive than these, so I think they're doing a good job. So Heidi will sign this off.
As always, we hope to see you out here. Bye.
Bye.